He's literally
Mhm.
just throwing his gameplay out the window.
Women are getting little to no screen time, and they have a lot more influence on the game than the show is showing.
Yeah. Somebody said, like, villain Jeff? Like, Jeff's a villain? What's up, guys? It's Ava and Ivy, and today we're talking about Survivor Season 50, Episode 5.
Let's do it. Let's do it. This
Yeah.
episode, definitely like 100 times better than last episode. I think everyone agrees on that.
Way, way, way better. And it definitely had us shaking in our boots a little bit. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, there was a lot that went down. I think this episode, they definitely gave us a lot of strategy talk. So there's a lot of breakdown with a lot of conversations that happened. So I guess we'll start with the most obvious tribe, the purple tribe, Vatu, who's been losing time and time again. We see Ozzy have his little temper tantrum fit coming back from tribal,
Yeah.
which not the best look, but like it wasn't the
Yeah.
worst, but he actually was tweaking kind of on everyone.
Right. And I'm pretty sure because I remember seeing that happen. Like, it just felt like I was like, oh, I've seen this before. And I think didn't Christian have a moment where he was like, this is giving me a flashback to Ozzy in like the other season. And I was like, so,
Yeah. Yeah, the old
I guess you
Ozzy
can't,
was coming out.
yeah, the old Ozzy's back. You can't break old habits don't die easily. But yeah, that felt
That's a
almost
good one.
nostalgic seeing him crash out like that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, yeah, there was a big crash out there. And I wrote down a line that Christian said, after this basically all happened, like how he was explaining it, how Ozzy has all these experiences and has all these scars and also some open wounds. And so what happened at Tribal is kind of it kind of rehashed what has happened to Ozzy in the past. And that's what I think Christian brought up. I don't know the name of the person, but Christian compared himself to another nerdy guy on another season that blindsided Ozzy. And they said in the
Oh,
episode,
Cochran?
yeah. So that all went down. And Christian did admit to Ozzy in this moment that it was all Christian's doing on not telling Ozzy. You know, the girls wanted to tell Ozzy, but he didn't. So shout out Christian for stepping up and taking the blame for that. It's like,
For real.
what a man. What a man. But, you know, the next morning, then we see Ozzy in his Zen mode. And he comes to realize that how he acted the night before, he wasn't happy with how he acted. So he went up to Christian and they had a little moment together, which was so cute. Because Ozzy was kind of just like opening up to Christian and saying, sorry that I acted that way. That was the old him. This is the new me. Let's
The new
be
Ozzy.
friends. So
Love. And that's great for my tribe. Or great for both of our
yes.
tribes. So
Yes.
love that.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah, I would like for them to stick together ideally. I guess kind of moving on to the next tribe. I guess we could talk about Red Tribe. I think their name is Cila, but from what I remember, they dove in talking about how they have the original Kahlo, like Blue Tribe majority there with Jonathan, Charlie, Dee, and Camila. And so they seem to think that they're strong together, but Camila, knowing her, she's always thinking, what's best for her game? What's best for her game? And she's definitely playing the game. We haven't seen a lot of gameplay from Camila yet, but I think this is where it's definitely starting. So we also saw Devins trying to get into like that 4 majority with those 4. He basically just wants to be a number and wants to say, hey, you can use me, all that. But then we see a crack in the wall. Wait, I don't want to say that. It was a Hadestown reference. A crack in the wall. But Dee doesn't really like how Jonathan and Charlie are, in a sense, dominating that alliance, or they think that they're controlling this tribe at this moment. And Dee doesn't like that. So where do we see Dee go? To Riz God.
Rizgod, the girls guy, Rizgod.
Yeah, the girls guy. Yeah. And we see their little combo, and Dee actually pitched the alliance of Dee, Rizo, Cirie, and Camila. Rizo obviously is on board, and a little later in the episode, I think, Rizo approaches Cirie and proposes this, and then Camila was the last one to get on board with this alliance, I think.
Yeah.
But that group, yes, please. I love that group. That would be ideal.
Yeah, no, that's a great group. And I think it's just so wholesome, Cirie and Rizo working together, especially after he had met her as a fan so long ago.
Yeah.
So that's kind of lit for him.
Yeah. And honestly, from the first few episodes, it kind of looked like Cirie, in a sense, was annoyed by Rizo just because it's Rizo. But obviously, we've seen them, or their relationship, actually develop more. And now they're allies. So that took a little turn there. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I guess he has a track record of growing on people.
The last thing we see is Charlie approaches Rizzo and lies to Rizzo about Jonathan, but Rizzo immediately clocked it. So Rizzo was catching on. Basically, Charlie was trying to spread lies, cause cracks, and cause people to not like each other. Rizzo
Mhm.
caught on to that immediately, which gave Rizzo the idea to start Operation Bad Blood. And this is where it all starts to unfold. And the little moment there, Dee was like, I thought Charlie was one of the most strategic players, but Charlie's one of the dumbest players. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was crazy. That was
that's a big
crazy.
line. That's a big line to drop. Like, dang, the dumbest
Yeah.
player here.
Which,
I
I
think he
mean,
didn't
I
do that.
feel like Charlie is so blinded. He is so blinded right now just by his anger with Rizzo in this fake scenario that Rizzo has created that he's literally
Mhm.
just throwing his gameplay out the window just to go after Rizzo. Um,
Yeah.
because yeah,
Yeah, it feels like
this is not the Charlie we're used to strategy wise.
Yeah, it literally feels like he threw away everything and is only focusing on Rizzo, which maybe it's the edit, but I don't know. Mans was talking about Rizzo on, and that was the only
Yeah.
thing on his mind. So that definitely was his downfall, unfortunately. Just like
Yeah.
bringing up past, or I guess applying his past trauma to a situation that's going on right now, and it just didn't work out for Charlie. I don't know, he got distracted.
Yeah.
He got distracted. Unfortunate. But yeah, we see also Rizzo told Dee about his Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol, which this episode, the amount of times they said Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol
Oh my
is like
gosh.
unfathomable. I felt
Yeah.
like I kept hearing it over and over, which by the way, we watched this episode at the Survivor Cafe in Miami. We have a vlog out actually right now, I think. So go
Yeah. Go
watch
check
that
it
if you
out.
want to go see, yeah, what the cafe is like. But yeah, I just remember as we were watching, it kept Billie Eilish on the loudspeaker. I
Yeah.
was like, wow,
I feel like
okay.
it felt like they had like a limit of how many times they had to say it
Yeah,
in this
no, for
episode.
real. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then Rizzo finally fills in Cirie about the alliance that they're forming. And then I guess we move into the immunity challenge. I guess there's some stuff that went down on the Blue Tribe. We saw Coach's whole moment of Japanese ancient folklore and naming Joe and Colby like his two first people of his I don't
Oh
even
my
know what was
gosh.
going on.
Oh my
It was so
gosh.
funny and it was so like long for no reason. And I get it, like it's showing their
Yeah.
relationship and everything, but I mean, I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah. And that's why like Coach is just such good TV because he's just
Mhm.
so like it's like, wow, okay, Dragon Slayer. Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's spend some time talking about all of this. Like it's just crazy. But yeah, I guess now we know how close they all are.
Yeah. But Coach did say that Joe is his number one, not Colby. So maybe that's something to keep in mind.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like we've talked about them three before and how they're gonna align and just like work
Right.
together. It just makes
Yeah.
sense. So, but yeah, and then the last thing we see on Blue Tribe is kind of like Aubrey and Tiff are aligned, and then Aubrey wants to get in on the alliance with like Coach and Joe and Colby, but she's mainly just
Mhm.
focusing on Coach. So we'll see where that goes. I feel like that wouldn't be included for no reason. So we'll see. But yeah, let's go into the immunity challenge because there's a lot to talk about after this since we did have a double tribal council this week, obviously. So we go into the challenge. He announces it's the double tribal council. And honestly, big moments from the challenge. The only thing that I really remember is Tiff's bag unopening.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Where she went like,
Like
that
where
was
did she
crazy.
learn to do that so quick? That was crazy. That
I
was
don't
actually
know.
crazy.
Yeah. And she like
But
perfectly did it.
yeah.
And that brought them, or that saved a lot of time for them. I'm pretty sure they were kind of
Yeah.
behind at that point. Could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, I just remember Jeff being like, Tiff, picking up a lot of time with this strategy that I've never seen before on Survivor. I was like, dang. But yeah, do you remember anything like specifically from the challenge or the win,
No,
I
I don't
guess?
think so. I don't think so. I
Yeah.
saw something like Rick Devens had like posted about Tiff Tiff's skills. I thought it was funny. But yeah, like which I mean, I don't need to go on this whole tangent, but I'm just gonna say I'm glad Tiff got some recognition for that because girl has no screen time this season, it feels like.
Yeah.
As we know, Zach Brown has had more screen time than her. So,
Yeah.
if that's how she's gotta get her screen time, I guess that's great. That's great.
Yeah. And that's like a big like topic of conversation over this past week since this episode's aired, especially
Mhm.
like I guess jumping ahead, obviously if you're listening to this, you know who went home. But with Angelina going home and I saw one of her interviews, her exit interview, talking about how like the women are getting little to no screen time and they have a lot more influence on the game than the show is showing.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
definitely a big issue with this season. I'm pretty sure she said like it feels like old school Survivor where like the males are driving the game, something like that. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it's kind of nice to see the players calling it out because I feel like a lot of people online have been pretty vocal about certain people not getting screen time, like Tiff and like Angelina. I feel like she didn't have the
Yeah.
most screen time and she went home this week. So
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's like I saw something, I think it might have been what she said as well, where it's like they're including all of these like really kind of goofy moments, which of course, like as an audience, it's nice to see them actually have fun and like of course you bond with people that way too. But like the conversations that are cut out that like are important strategy wise, like I think she said something about how there was some talk she had with Mike White that she feels like would have added more context to the show and it just wasn't included at all. And it's like why include these random segments, but not include, like, actual strategy?
Mhm. Yeah. And I feel like that kinda goes back to we talked about it last season, how it almost feels like they're looking for quote unquote meme moments, like with Jeff starting a
Yeah.
song again this season, like just like trying to include clips that will go viral on social media, which I get it,
Right.
but uh, I think the true fan base, that's not what we're looking for.
Right.
So,
And
like, why
I
not?
also yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, why not just like post those clips on social media, but maybe not emphasize them as much in the episode, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, and it almost just feels like because they want to bring in more of a younger audience, that's why there's so many silly moments like that, and it's just like, I don't know,
Hmm.
I don't like it. I'd rather
Yeah.
see more strategy than
Yeah. Yeah. But this is also the thing, like when when Jeff was like, someone someone will be the sixth and seventh person voted out of the Survivor. I was like, oh my god. And no way they did it
Well,
on purpose because
yeah.
whatever, but
Can
still.
you
I thought
imagine
it
if
was funny though. So am I like contradicting myself in saying that? Maybe.
it's so funny though, because if this had been filmed, like, after 6, 7 was, like, a thing, Jeff would've I think he would've hit it because I think
You
that he would've
know,
wanted
Riz
to
God would have been like,
Yeah, yeah, oh, for sure. For sure.
yeah, yeah. But I remember me and Ivy, he said it, and at the watch party, we were like,
Really.
"Six, seven." It's like, are we the problem? Are we the problem?
Yeah, yeah, maybe we are the problem, low key.
Maybe we are the problem. But yeah, I don't know. I guess going back to the episode, I guess that brings us to the end of the challenge. We see Blue Tribe wins. I think Joe was the one that clutched it for Blue Tribe, which again, kind of predictable. Blue's been dominating in challenges. But that leads us to Purple Tribe, Vatu going to Tribal again, and then Red Tribe, which this is where the Charlie and Rizzo drama goes down. Which one should we start with?
Maybe let's start with Angelina's tribe.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, Emily straight up says it. Angelina's the obvious plan, the easy vote. Her name's already been thrown out there, so why not just go for it? But we see Ozzy getting a little petty about Christian, and he tells
Yeah.
Steph he's going to blindside Christian because he doesn't trust him anymore after what went down. This is what, okay, I get it, but Ozzy is a little, what did Christian call him? A poly prissy pants. He's a little poly prissy
Yes.
pants. Because Ozzy asked Christian for a shot in the dark, essentially to build trust, take it away. And with that whole situation, I honestly don't even know where to start because I can't tell if Christian truly, truly wants to work with him or if he just wants to build up that type of relationship to then flip on him again. Because it's clear that Christian
Yeah.
doesn't trust Ozzy because he didn't tell Ozzy about the Mike White vote. So, I don't know, it's just an interesting relationship between those 2.
Yeah, I agree, and it's just like, dang, why did we have this whole, like, cute moment between Ozzy and Christian of Ozzy apologizing for him to just be like, "Actually, no, let's blindside Christian."
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Ozzy I mean, we know this about Ozzy. Ozzy's a petty player.
Yeah.
and
He's a
that rings true
polyparticipants.
in 50. Yeah, exactly. So, that was crazy, but
Um,
then we heard Ozzy's name for a second too until, then we see Christian give his shot in the dark to Ozzy. Did
yeah,
anything
and
happen before that?
well, I don't think so. I think, like, the main reason that Christian ended up giving it to Ozzy was because Emily went to Christian and said, "Ozzy's going for you." And this is where Christian kinda gets pissed, so Christian was like, "Okay, fine, then I'm just gonna give him my shot in the dark to hopefully create that trust and show Ozzy that Christian's not trying to pull any weird moves on him right now either." Because
Yeah.
I think Ozzy's issue was I think Ozzy was just so paranoid that Christian was secretly going after him, and that's
Right. Okay,
why
yeah.
he just, like, lost his mind. But, yeah, Ozzy's just a petty player, petty player.
Petty.
But, yeah, I don't think anything really went on after that, and I also think
Yeah.
partially they, like, threw out Christian's name in the edit like, obviously, Ozzy was talking about blindsiding him, but I think they just wanted to make the buildup a little stronger 'cause,
Yeah,
obviously,
right.
it ended up being Angelina. I don't
Yeah.
really remember much that was said at tribal council, like,
Yeah,
before
I
they
don't
voted,
either.
so
Yeah, me neither.
yeah, and then it was all on Angelina and then one Steph vote, which was from
Yeah,
Angelina. Um,
right. But we got a great moment from Angelina once she gets
yeah,
eliminated.
yeah.
Um, the jacket callback, which that's literally Natalie's jacket.
She had Natalie's jacket?
Yeah, I had seen in an interview that Angelina had done where she was like, "I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but in season 50, they gave me Natalie's jacket to bring onto the island." And she, I
My
guess, had,
god.
she, took it, but she didn't, put it on. I don't know. This is just from an interview, what I'm trying to remember, but she had said something where she was like, "Oh, I didn't pull it out, I didn't do anything with it." I felt weird having it. So it sounds like she only used the jacket for, that bit. She had it with her the whole time, but then she was like, "Okay." Which,
Dang.
that was kind of iconic. We all know her from that moment, so
Yeah.
I'm glad she did that.
Yeah, she fulfilled the prophecy, came full circle. It's funny that you say that though, because it's like, in a way, in my head, I would be like, "Wait, they just cursed me because that means I'm gonna get voted out." Because I have
Yeah.
this jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my
Right.
head, that would, like, make me spiral if they gave me the jacket, and then I would be like, "Wait, they know I'm gonna get voted out. They don't think
Right.
I'm gonna win." I
Right.
don't know. That would make me spiral as a player.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it would
that's
be
true.
like it's like cursed, like, it's almost like cursed. I don't know, I'm
Yeah.
very, what's that called? Not stereotypical.
Superstitious.
Superstitious. Superstitious.
Stereotypical. I'm very
Yes.
stereotypical.
Stereotypical. But, yeah, rip Angelina, unfortunate.
Yes.
Guys, we got buffs. We got 50
Yes.
buffs, by the
Wait.
way. This is my Vatu buff.
Yes. And I got mine.
Hey. What are
Guys, I'm
you,
not gonna lie,
Kahlo?
like, I do like the original Vatu better,
Yeah.
but this is my favorite color, so I had to get it. I'm sorry.
I think
Please
that's,
forgive
like
me for that.
we were talking about that, that's, like, one of the best colors they've had,
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
tribes.
definitely one of the best. The 3 colors they started with are low-key my favorite ever to have the starting tribes be, so that's kinda lit.
Wait, like, that's, like, the tribes they started, like, this season? Wait.
Yeah, because I think that now in the merge, they have, a yellowish color,
Oh.
but, the blue, the pink, the
Blue, red.
red?
Yeah, blue,
Blue, red,
red, and
purple,
purple. Yeah.
pink. Yeah, yeah.
Pink.
I think I think that looks pink. I see that as pink, I don't know why.
What?
I think
You
okay,
think that's
we've talked about this
pink?
before. I'm not gonna lie, I think I see colors a little differently. I think I'm not stereotypical with my color.
I'm not
Yeah, that's pink.
stereotypical.
And what color do you see
Honestly,
this as?
that's blue.
Okay, I see that as blue too,
Okay.
so we're good.
Well, that's the thing,
But
I could
I see
definitely
yours
see
as
this as
pink,
pink.
like a hot pink. Hot pink with a little
Ooh.
bit of purple. Not
Okay,
okay,
I
not hot pink,
disagree
not
with the
hot
hot
pink.
pink.
It's like a I have a color and I don't know the name of it, but
No,
it's
yeah, I mean, yeah.
pink.
It's like pink purple. But honestly, personal preference, I don't like the color pink. So I'm gonna say purple. Oh.
Color
Loki, that's purple though.
Loki,
Like,
it's purple and then pink.
yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Which is, I guess, that's this in a way. So
Yes.
guess we're both right. Guess we're both right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that debate. Let us know in the comments if you think it's purple or pink. The
Yeah,
tribes.
let us know, let us know.
Let us know. But yeah, I guess okay, yeah, going into the big moment, the big buildup of Red Tribe, Cila with Rizzo and Charlie. Obviously, going into it, I'm pretty sure the only 2 names were Rizzo and Charlie getting thrown out. Was there anyone else getting thrown out?
Yeah. I don't think so. I really just remember them, and then it was Camilla was going to be the deciding vote.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, yeah, and Rizzo when Rizzo approached Camila about, like I don't know whether it was either voting or the alliance, but he lied and was like, "Yeah, Kyle told me to work with
Right.
you," like, that was his last words, and then we see, like, Camila's confessional, and she's just like, "I don't really believe that, like, that just doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
me. He was in the game for, like, 2 days." I'm
Right,
glad that
yeah.
didn't, like,
It
deter her.
Yeah, no, for real, which I'm surprised it didn't. Like, she's so, like, skeptical about things that I'm surprised that actually didn't bother her more. But did
Mhm.
you see Kyle's, like, TikTok?
Oh, yeah, yeah, his video, that
He was,
was
like,
funny.
reacting to that.
Yeah. What was the sound? It was like, "Oh, like, wait a minute," or "Wait a minute, wait." I forget. I just know
I
it
don't
said, like,
know,
"Wait a
I
minute."
don't remember, but it was just I just remember his face in
Yeah.
that video.
Yeah, that was funny. But, yeah, I think what ultimately, like, solidified Camila was Rizzo told Camila about the Billie Eilish Boomerang idol, and he pitched
Mhm.
Charlie's name to her in this moment, and then right after that, we saw Charlie approach Camila and tell her about the idol, but
Mhm.
Camila was like, "Charlie's game is too slow for me. You know, Rizzo approached me first, some blah, blah, blah," like, something like that.
Yeah,
So, that was already a subtle hint of Camila wanting Charlie to
right,
go home over Rizzo, I guess.
right. Which I really wanna know, like, if Charlie had just been quicker about that, like, sharing that information, would she have
It's
just voted
possible.
Rizzo?
It's
I don't
possible.
know.
Yeah, because I mean, I think Camila is very much that type of player where it's like, she's gonna trust the people who come to her first. That's another thing that I wanted to bring up about Rizzo regarding him and his plays with idols. It just feels like he's telling everyone all of a sudden, because he told
Yeah,
Cirie too, which it makes sense. He's trying to build his alliance, and everyone is already questionable or questioning him just because they don't know his gameplay and stuff like that. So it makes sense, but this is also like classic Rizzo fashion, like
I
holding an
know.
idol over people's heads and be like, "Hey, I know this
Yeah,
information. I have an idol," to some people. Like he told Cirie about that. So
right.
classic Rizzo fashion. Yeah.
I know. Like, hearing him tell everybody, it literally just felt like it was like, he had, like, the secret sauce of how to use his idol well in season 49. So it's like, oh, he's just trying to repeat the cycle. Like, let everybody find out about it, keep bluffing it, like, because they don't know. They don't know that he just did that, like, so well last
Hmm.
season. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's also interesting. I feel like we all of a sudden Rizzo and Cirie are close because Cirie tells Rizzo about the journey and the extra vote that Ozzy got and gave to Cirie, which I
yeah.
forgot about. I didn't even
Mhm. Yeah.
remember
That was
that,
so
if I'm
long
gonna be
ago.
honest. Yeah. Oh, so I think Cirie hit a line where it's like, "We just got married." Because Cirie had a
Yeah,
whole confessional about how she never shares secrets of like old school Survivor. You don't tell people. Like you don't tell people about
right.
stuff you have. So that was a big step in their relationship and I guess trusting each other in a sense, which I love them
Right.
together. So
Yeah.
I
This
like it.
it'll be interesting to see what that leads to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Hmm.
It's just such an odd pairing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but it's just good that Rizzo has mad respect for her, and maybe that's why
Right.
Cirie likes him so much because she just like Riz God. She's like a god to Riz God almost in a
Right.
way.
Literally.
So
Literally.
yeah, and maybe she likes that. But yeah, I guess let's get into tribal council.
Yeah, I feel like I don't remember anything that was said except for Rizzo's confessional, because that was iconic, but I don't think anything
Oh
else I remember.
yeah, the only thing that I noted was when Charlie said he like hit a line where he was talking about everyone sitting there and he said, "These are a bunch of veteran liars." And it's like, I feel like that's not something that you really want to say, especially if your name's on the chopping block, because that maybe in Camila's mind, like that solidified to her, like, well, he's
Yeah,
always going to think I'm a liar. He's not going to want to work with me. So I'm just
right.
going to go Rizzo, the person who already trusts me. I just feel like he said that and I was like, ooh, I don't think you should be saying that right now.
Yeah, I agree, like, why start off with, like, that negative view of them? Like, yes, like, that is true. That's kind of, like, what you have to do, but, like, that almost makes it sound like he's against them when in reality yeah, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that when
Right.
you're in such a vulnerable position in this game?
Right. But then again, I guess, did Charlie even know his name was thrown out?
Actually, I have no clue. Yeah,
I
maybe he
actually
just
don't
thought it
know
was all
either.
Rizo.
I don't think he was very aware, but no. I mean, yeah, maybe he was just so freaking locked in on his plan that he didn't even realize that his name was out there. But I think some other things that happened was like Devins said Rizzo's hard not to love, which that was already a sign of, okay, well, people are definitely leaning
Yeah,
toward Rizzo. And then Rizzo had his moment where he brought up how back-to-back players have always done really well in their second season, which that was a crazy thing to even note and already be aware of. But of course, Rizzo knows everything about Survivor.
right.
So um that was also, like, a thing where he's saying that, and it's like, "Do you want to say that right now? I don't know." And again, you
Right.
kinda see that overbearing like, overconfidence coming out of Rizzo already, just like how we saw in season 49 too. So that makes me a little worried, like, I feel like he's already getting a little confident. I feel like he's been
Yeah,
doing okay just because he's aware of his situation, he's around these Survivor legends. But I
right.
think as the game goes on, will that be his downfall? Maybe. Just, like, being too
Right, yeah,
confident
for
again
sure.
makes me worried. So,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, that
he's
is
just
scary.
he's so confident, but also so convincing, and we've already talked
Mhm,
about this so much last
mhm.
season. Like, he knows exactly what to say and how to pitch to every individual in order to get them, like, on his side or,
Yeah.
like, following his plan and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think I don't know, it could be his downfall or it could bring him to the top. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, and then the final point I had before the official vote out was I forget who said it, but I think it was Charlie that made a really good point about how Rizzo hasn't watched his season yet. So he doesn't know, like in his head, he could think, oh, I ran that game. No one knew anything about my game. Like they never saw this coming.
Yeah.
But then when you're rewatching it, you see a confessional of someone saying, I know exactly what Rizzo's doing right now, you know?
Right.
And he hasn't been able to see how his game was perceived by other people yet. So that is a really good point, and I didn't think about that
Yeah.
regarding that. So
Yeah,
I think
true.
that was just
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy
You
to
know what
think
I'm
about.
saying? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, he only knows from his own perspective, he doesn't know
Yeah.
what people were
Right.
really thinking or really doing behind the like, he doesn't know, like,
Mhm.
anything that happened that doesn't have to do with him,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
like he doesn't know anyone else's gameplay, 49.
Yeah.
He only knows
Right.
his. So
No. Yeah.
yeah, just a really interesting concept to think about. But I guess getting to the votes, the way they ordered the read-offs of the votes, perfect. And you
Yeah.
guys can go watch our live reactions actually to our vote offs in the vlog, but it started with Charlie and I was like, oh, and then it ended up getting like Rizzo being on top. And we were like, oh, it's Rizzo. And then they tie again. And then the
Yeah.
final vote tells us Charlie,
R.I.P. Charlie.
Charlie, rip Charlie, rip Charlie. Listen,
Yeah.
like, I like Rizzo and Charlie, so it's just so unfortunate, the story, like,
Yeah.
how it just turned out with them, 'cause honestly, I really do think they would've had fun together. I feel like they could've played together, but
I agree.
it was just Charlie's downfall, like we said before. He was bringing in
Yeah.
past trauma and took it out on Rizzo, and unfortunately, that backfired for Charlie.
Yeah. It was literally just so sad to see, like yeah, we liked both of them. It was gonna be a
Yeah.
lose-lose no matter what.
Yeah.
Charlie's a little bit more of a loss because he was on our fantasy tribe, so that's
Yes.
gonna affect us. But, we like the both of them. They're both good TV, so it's
Mhm.
just sad.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Charlie when he views when he saw the confessional of Rizzo and he has all the Taylor Swift references. That stinks. That stinks to be
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah, sucks to be Charlie. Charlie, I really was rooting for you. I really was rooting for you. But that's the thing. I'm pretty sure do you know what place he was on your tribe?
I think we had him in the same place, if I'm
I think he's
remembering correct.
last on my tribe, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, then no, I think he was, like, number 3 or something.
No way. Wait,
So that's
now
a big
I
loss.
let me look at mine real quick. But I'm pretty sure because I remember I'm like, I'm gonna put him down lower because I know he's a good player, but I think people are gonna come after him because of that.
Yeah.
And I guess that's not necessarily how it played out, but yeah, Charlie was my 8th pick, so he was the last person on my tribe. So it doesn't hurt me
Oh, wow.
too bad, and I'm glad that I did that looking back.
Mhm.
But yeah, and also Rizzo, if for some reason you're watching this or watching our vlog, we did say that we would choose you to go home over Charlie only because of this. Only because Charlie's on our tribe and you're not. And the only
Yes.
reason you're not on our tribe is because we had issues with people not knowing your game. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just putting that out there.
Yeah. But this means there's still hope for the Rizzo Mr. Beast interaction.
Yes. When is it coming? It has to come soon. It has to come
Yeah,
soon.
I low-key think it's not this episode. I think it's going to be episode 7.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
I think that makes sense.
Because we got to fit Jimmy Fallon in there somewhere, too.
Jimmy Fallon.
I think Jimmy Fallon's coming after Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Or what if... No, I was going to say what if Jimmy Fallon's next episode, but I think they would have advertised that.
That's the thing. Yeah, me and Ivy were talking about this, and it's like, are they going to advertise like how they did Zach Brown in the preview for his episode? Like, are they going to preview Mr. Beast? Probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they want people to watch, and probably with Jimmy Fallon. But we see in the preview, Jeff says something. Jeff is like, we're making Survivor history this episode. And which maybe that has to do with the merge being with 17 people.
Right. Yeah.
Like, maybe that's just it. Because that's a lot of people.
That wouldn't be surprising if it's the merge just being really big, but it also wouldn't be surprising if... Do you remember in the preview how Jeff is competing in one of the challenges? Jeff is literally doing... I think it's the
I don't
thing where you
remember
have
seeing
to
the
hold...
preview, but I remember him saying that on Jimmy Fallon.
Okay, maybe it wasn't in like the episode preview, but it was in like a preview of 50 where he said it on Fallon, and it was in the preview where it's like, I think it's the one where you're like twisting the thing, like you're trying to hold it, and Jeff is doing it too. And so I wonder if it's something like that where it's like if they can beat Jeff, like there's something they're competing against Jeff. That could happen this episode too.
Yeah, like how do you implement that?
Right.
Like, is he just kind of playing for fun, or... Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm interested to see. I forgot about that. I'm interested to see how that plays out. Like, do you have to beat Jeff?
Right. Which that's never been done before. So that will also be crazy. And it's like, I feel like for that, you don't really have to say too much else to hype that up.
That's true.
But because I feel like if it was the Mr. Beast thing, you know they're going to go crazy on the marketing for that to like bring in more young people. Like, I just feel like there's no way it's this episode, because I think they would have wanted people to be intrigued. Like, oh, I wonder what Mr. Beast is going to do. What's in the briefcase? Like, they'll probably say something crazy. Like, they'll probably say something along the lines again of like, this is going to change the game. And like, this has never been done before. Something like that. But we know it's going to be the coin. We know it's going to be the coin.
And I feel like in a preview, they would definitely show the auction, which he's got to come in during an auction. Like, that's just... It just
100%.
So, yeah, I feel like they would definitely show that too. So, yeah, that makes sense. I'm interested to see what goes down with merge. Interested to see how the dynamics shift, and having 17 people on the same beach, like, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
but
it'll be fun though. I just love seeing like them interact with each other. Like, I just need more of that, you know? Because it's like, I'm sure that the producers have certain people that they just know it's such good television to see them interacting, and it just stinks if they don't end up interacting like at all and like go home. And so it's like, I'm sure they just want as much craziness as possible for this season.
Yeah, that's so true. And I guess how many people are left on Vatu? 4? Wait.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is it 4? Yeah. Wait. Christian, Ozzy, Stephanie, Emily Flippin.
Oh, yeah.
Missing someone?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
So I guess it makes sense. But yeah, I wonder from a production standpoint, like, was it always going to be now or what? Like, what? I don't know. Always interesting to think about. The last thing that I saw in the preview that just like made me laugh, the final, I don't know if you saw it, but the final clip was, I'm pretty sure it was Jeff Probst standing basically in front of tribal council, and it was just like a lightning strike, and it was like, there's like a 1-second clip.
Yeah. No, because I remember at the cafe, somebody said like, villain Jeff? Like, Jeff's a villain?
Yeah, like, it was so weird. Like, I don't know.
It's so like menacing. It's such like a menacing shot of Jeff for what? So that leans it even more into like they're doing something against Jeff.
Yeah.
Like, if that's when it comes into play, like, he has some sort of say in something,
Yeah.
like, that would make sense.
Yeah, yeah. And that's probably the teaser. That was just so
Yeah.
funny though. Like it's just like it's Jeff Probst, guys. I
Right,
don't see him
like
as a menacing person, but
yeah, and I feel like there's no way they see him menacing at all, like,
yeah.
there's just no way.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild though. Since it's merge, who do you think the first vote off would be? It's tough. It really could be anyone.
Yeah, it really could be. I don't know, I'm getting really nervous for Ozzy. I don't
Yeah. He
know.
already has
Which will be
enemies. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do something again where, like, they're merged, but they split into groups of 2 or something like or not groups of 2, like 2 groups or something
Like for
like
the
that again
challenge.
where yeah, and then it's like, oh, the losing
Yeah, and only half go.
or both 2 go to tribal, where it's essentially still 2 tribes going to tribal, but they're just all mixed up again.
Mm. Okay, yeah.
Like, that wouldn't surprise me, like, cause I mean, I feel like I saw this on TikTok, like, the timeline does not make sense right now, like, they're gonna have to do something crazy to get rid of so many people.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Like, there's not
Wait,
enough
yeah.
time to have a normal amount of eliminations, which what if it's, like, a double like, what if 4 people went home in this episode?
That's a lot.
I don't know if that makes sense math-wise, but, like, for how many people are left, but
Yeah.
just a thought. Cause then that brings it down to 13,
Yeah. What if it's
and that's,
like
like, a normal merge.
what if hear me out. The challenge, they're split into 2 groups. One tribe wins, the other tribe loses. The losing tribe goes against Jeff. Wait, I didn't think this through. Wait,
I
I
like where
didn't
you're
think
going,
this
I like
through.
where you're going.
But like something where like the losers have to face Jeff and 2 people are eliminated right there. And then the rest go to tribal council and then another person gets voted out. And that takes away 3 people and then it brings it to an even number of 14. So then
Uh-huh.
the numbers are even if they continue to split for the challenges.
Wait, I just had a thought. I like that thought. I like where this is going, I like where this is going. I just had a thought about
Okay.
Beast Games, and you know how we had the whole, Nick and Monica won strongest and smartest person in the city, then they got to eliminate 3 people? What if they
Oh,
do something like that where somebody has some crazy power like that where they can just eliminate people?
yeah.
That would be
And
overpowered. It would be kind of annoying if they
yeah,
did
yeah.
that in Survivor, um, but that would be insane to just see how it would play out.
Yeah, no, yeah, that would be crazy. Or Jeff chooses who to eliminate. You know how unfair that would be?
That would sting. Yeah, that would be so
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. But could be anything. Honestly, maybe we're
Could
not
be
far off.
anything.
I feel like there's gonna be some like crazy type of thing with the challenge though, especially since they're like we're making history.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
who knows? Who knows? I guess we get to see on Wednesday.
Yes. I'm gonna be at the watch party on Wednesday,
I
and that makes me nervous.
forgot.
Guys, I'm gonna be at Bryson Wynn watch party, and allegedly, there's gonna be a lot of players there, and I'm scared. And I'm actually scared, and I'll say that on the internet. I'm scared, but I'm excited.
Allegedly. I think it's true. Well, we know Savannah's gonna be
It's
there.
true. Vanna's gonna be there.
I'm jealous. I have
Ozzy's
FOMO.
gonna be there.
Yeah, Ozzy's gonna be there. Other people are gonna be there that we've
Other people
probably
other
talked
people are
crap
gonna be there.
on.
Yeah, I'll pull up a clip and I'll be like, "Did you see me say this about you?
Yeah.
Did you know I said that?"
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts.
Dang. This is oh wait. Yeah, technically it's our first Survivor watch party that we won't be together at.
I know.
Kinda
I'm
sad.
flying solo.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck,
I would be
Charlie.
shaking in my boots.
But yeah, if you guys want to go meet Ivy, go to the watch party. Go
Yeah,
to
if
the
you
watch
wanna
party.
meet me, you know where
Yeah.
I'll be on
She's the main
Wednesday.
attraction. No,
I know
not
you guys are
because
all
they're
showing
Survivor
up.
winners.
Yeah, I know that you're all gonna say, "Oh, I'm showing up for Ozzy, I'm showing up for Savannah, I'm showing up for Survivor players." It's okay. I know you're showing up for me.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't
worry,
even
you
be
didn't even have
humble.
to say it, I knew it. I knew it, and you don't have to admit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure to approach Ivy and say hi though, if you see her there.
Yeah, if you see me there,
Don't be scared. She's not scary. Only sometimes.
only sometimes, but yeah, that'll be a good night, so it'll be okay. You can say hi.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, I guess that's all for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed listening along, enjoyed our little breakdown. If you did, please like this video, subscribe to our channel.
And subscribers.
Yes, 3,000. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by mid-April. Let's just say that.
Yeah, by mid-April. So
By mid-April.
subscribe,
please. But yeah, that's it from us. We will talk to you soon. See ya.
See ya.